Hey everybody, David Pingree out here at Fox Raceway today, getting our first try on the 2020 Husqvarna 250 FC. Really fun bike, not a whole lot of changes from last year, but the changes they made definitely give the bike a different characteristic. So as far as the engine goes, pretty much all the same. There is a gear inside that got beefed up a little bit for reliability purposes. No performance changes in that. So the only thing you're really getting this year in the way of gain performance is you come with two left side panels on this year's bike. Last year, a lot of people were drilling holes in the airbox and doing their best homemade version to vent it. This year, to just sort of clean all that up, when you buy this bike, you get two side plates. One comes all closed off, so if you're in the rain or mud, sand, you can run that one. And there's another one that has a bunch of air vents already built into it. It's very clean looking, super cool. So that's a nice addition and kind of another way they're raising the bar on performance over here at Husqvarna. So that's your big performance engine-wise. No other changes. Gearing's the same. The big change comes in the suspension this year. This is the WP Exact suspension. And they got a lot of complaints last year about a harsh feeling about mid-stroke somewhere. And I felt that same thing at times. And there was concerns that it was the valving. So this year they did a couple of different things. They went to a lighter spring on the back and completely different valving front and rear. And it's completely different from all the other bikes. You run in WP, it's very specific to Husqvarna. And the initial impression when you buy one of these, you take it home, it's gonna feel soft because they went to a lighter spring and just the nature of the valving in it. Don't let that fool you and think that it's too soft and you immediately got to take it somewhere. The cool thing about these air forks is you can adjust your spring rate by adding air. So 0.4 bar for me was like a spring rate or two, and I only needed about a half of that on this 250. We went up a little bit on the pressure, 10.8, and got it right where I wanted to be. And this spring is perfect for me at about 175. You get probably 185 plus. You're going to want to probably go to a stiffer shock spring, but you don't need to do anything to the forks, as you can just add more air until you find that right setting for you. So if you are a bigger guy, 185, 200 pounds, and this feels way too soft, even with clickers and air adjusted, all you got to do is change that rear shock spring. Now anywhere from 140 to 185, I think you're fine with what's on here. Set the sag at 105 and then just kind of tune to your liking. I will recommend on this fork slowing the rebound down 2 clicks at least. It just comes really quick, and even if you get the compression right, anytime you get deep into the stroke, it wants to pop back out on you and kind of gives it a bouncy front end. 2 clicks completely eliminated that, and I was really comfortable with it. I liked map 2 on here. I just left it on traction control. We had some slick spots today, and to me that's just a nice little insurance policy. So if you're on the gas hard and come out of a turn and it really wants to break loose, it helps a little bit. I don't notice it negatively anytime there's good traction, so why not run it? It's a little cheater line there. Other than that, everything about this bike's great still. Good feel to it. I like the gripper seat. This is one of the few standard seats that I don't slide off the back of. Good controls, great grips. The ODI grips are awesome. These are like better than probably any other grips that come on a standard bike. The hydraulic clutch is good, brakes are good. So all around, awesome components on this thing. The motor's a rever. You gotta remember to rev this thing. Don't try to lug it. And you can run through those different maps, but you probably like the aggressive one. And again, not a whole lot else as far as new on this thing, but those suspension changes do give it a whole new feel. And if you're riding traditional motocross tracks with bumps and chatter and things like that, you're gonna be pleased with the changes. If it's very, very jumpy, again, just you got to get the settings right. Go in on the low speed and high speed and add a little air pressure. You're gonna be stoked. This stuff works great for a very broad, wide range of people and tracks and conditions. So good job to Husky. My first impression of this thing is it's great. Improved from last year in terms of handling. We're going to get some more time on this thing. We'll come back to you with a dialed in, get you some really good starting points if you bought one of these. But so far, we're digging it. So thank you to Husqvarna for having us out. We'll see you guys at our dialed in video.